Hi, welcome to the Holyoke Tarot. My name is Liam, and today I have a pick a card reading for you. There's going to be 3 piles. Our first deck is going to be the Thoth deck, and the symbol for that is this funky stone found on the beach, right? No, I didn't find that on the beach. The next is going to be Waite. Classic with this kind of like pinkish reddish stone. And then the next deck is the Modern Witch deck, and for that we have this black stone. And feel free to pause the video now and pick a pile, or feel free to watch the whole thing and see what resonates. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it is when you're meant to find it. What are my other things that I say? Yeah, I read the decks, and each deck is different and has different energy and different things it wants to say to me at different moments in time. So it might be slightly different than other readers you're used to, but maybe not also. Everybody reads a little bit differently. And I don't do reversals, so you won't see that. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Would love that. And if you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them, and I will read them. All right, let's get into it. Pile 1 is this guy. What messages, energies do we have for pile 1? What messages and energies do we have for pile 1? What are the vibes, pile 1? Okay, I'm getting all mixed up. Let's see. All right, 4 cards. Any more? Let's see if there's any more. All right. Let's go with 5. I like to go with 5. All right, we have the Adjustment. Sorry, I will just display them to you before we look into them. The Moon, the Chariot, Princess of Cups, and the Hermit. A lot of major arcana. A lot of powerful energy. I think that you're being steeped in. I don't know what this Adjustment one is. I haven't seen this before. Interesting. It's kind of like making me think of like a chiropractor. I think the word adjustment, that's generally how you hear that. And then also like it feels like maybe she's being stretched. So yeah, there could definitely be something there about being stretched, being pulled in new directions, being pushed into things you have not done before, being maybe encouraged to stretch yourself in new ways to accommodate maybe greater things on the horizon, or just to push yourself as a human. And then we have the moon card. And in this one, this is, let's see, what's going on here? There's definitely like a, I mean, it's matched, right, on either side. So there's like a distinct rhythm I'm feeling here. There's a distinct like shadow and light is sort of what I'm feeling. So there's kind of like a distinct like, here's these different aspects of yourself. How are you moving in between those states? This may be a little bit of what's happening. Let's come back to these ones and see as we move through this. So the Chariot here, in this deck, it doesn't feel so much like they're being pulled. It feels more like they are, but these are like gargoyles, right? So they don't seem like active participants in the Chariot. It feels like more like it's being moved by this force, you know? And they're in like lotus pose too. I think that's what that's called. So there feels like there's an element of like propelling yourself forward, and you are doing all the propelling is sort of what it's feeling like in this instance. And then we have Princess of Cups. Sorry, something stuck to my foot. The Princess of Cups. She's just like dancing with a turtle and a fish. Yeah, she's literally just dancing with. That's cool. And the Hermit. Okay, I'm gonna try and like put this all into one thing. I don't read this deck that often. I'm trying to stretch myself, and so I'm trying to adjust myself, stretch out my abilities. So yeah, that's why I'm like just inspecting each card a lot before I like have a consensus. And yeah, the Hermit is like navigating. I mean, it feels like a lot of inner work, like the moon, like intuition, inner work, kind of like, I wouldn't even say wrestling with shadows, but like integrating shadows. I don't think it needs to be something you fight with. I think it needs to be something that like, there's all the sides of you. And so I think there's definitely like a call here, or maybe you're already in this and here's just kind of like some reassurance, but it does feel like there's kind of like a call to move into this like stretching of your capabilities through this like integration with all these different aspects of yourself. There could be pieces of you that you are feeling shame about or you're holding on to, that you need to release. And I think that, yeah, there's like some encouragement to resolve these moon aspects of yourself. So that could be, I want to say it's like these different like light and dark, like dark side of the moon, light side of the moon. That's the image that's really coming up for me here. And with that comes, this kind of like full force ability to propel yourself forward. And then some encouragement to dance in the ocean. to dance with turtles. I think the Princess of Cups is bringing a little bit of like levity and movement, and levity is not necessarily the right word, but bringing like some movement and some flow, and maybe a reminder that like is important to bring like a sense of play to things. Like I think especially like in spiritual spaces, it can get like really heady and like really like serious, and I'm doing these things, and you know. So I do think there is a reminder and an encouragement to like to acknowledge that all of the things is the beauty of being here and being human, and getting to experience being in a body, you know. And so it's it doesn't have to feel so heavy, I guess, is kind of what the reminder is you can be doing these. It's not necessarily even like shadow work. I know that's like the term, but that's not even the term that's coming to mind here. It's more like just this integration of all yourself with this, which is maybe what shadow work is. I like know what it is, but it's not like something I deep dive into. But even when you are like expanding yourself, expanding your awareness, integrating these different aspects of yourself, it's okay to have this lightness. It doesn't have to feel heavy in order for it to be happening. Do you know what I mean? There can be a lightness to it. There can be a dance to it. And I think also with the Hermit here, that is encouraging you to like, you know, like do the thing. You don't need to be going out and talking about it everywhere. You don't need to be telling everyone. It's okay to just be doing the thing. Sitting on the cushion if you're a meditator. Just doing the thing. Let's see if we can get a Spirit Animal Oracle card that helps us kind of like wrap it up a bit. Let's see. This one? Panther Spirit. Reclaim your power, 44. Which could be synchronicity for you. There's definitely like an encouragement here to just stretch your awareness, stretch your capacity, stretch your capability, and in that, you know, is your power, right? This power, this is yours to claim and to use as a force. There you have it. Let's move on to the next. All right. So for our Rider Waite deck, that's this guy. Oh, excuse me. I'm struggling to think of things to say, so then I'm just making noises with my mouth. All right, any messages? What are the messages for pile 2? What are the messages for pile 2? Messages, reminders, energies, advice. People that picked pile 2. get a few more cards, please? Yeah, I definitely feel like the reading I did on today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, the one I did on Monday, and so far this one, there's definitely like there's some intensity, I want to say, happening, but it doesn't feel like it feels like intensity, but like intensity that like you're capable of handling is kind of maybe what I want to say. All right, let's see here. Chariot again. 5 of Cups. King of Wands. Queen of Cups. Six of Cups. Lots of cups. Lots and lots of cups. So the Chariot in this deck, for me, it can mean, often means, like, it's not only like the way to get somewhere, it's also like the encouragement to put the pieces together to move forward, right? So like you have to put all these elements together to create the chariot that pulls you forward. So I do think there's some encouragement here to begin to put the pieces together that will allow you to move forward. And let's see if we can get some clarity maybe on what those pieces are as we move into these other cards. So the 5 of Cups can be like despair, shame. It can also be kind of like you've been knocked down. Maybe things haven't gone exactly the way that you would have wanted them to go. Things maybe haven't been working out. Maybe you've been having a lot of hard moments or like challenges pop up. And so it's been, there's been like some tricky things that you've had to deal with. I do think there is a little bit of encouragement in this card to also like look upon the cups that are still upright. So whatever that is for you, if I can, right there. So there could be, not to say that you like, if you're not feeling in a state to be looking towards those things, like that's okay, because that certainly doesn't happen right away when you've been hit with a lot of hard things. But there could just be a reminder to like look towards the things that have been going right, even if it's few and far between. And that could be a step in putting together the chariot. Then we have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is, I feel like the King of Wands is an encouragement to lean into that like fire aspect of you, and that could be relationships you've built. It could also be like things that are like lighting you up, things that are like igniting you in a way, that are giving you that like, oh yes, I want to do this, oh yes, I want to do that, and move towards those things. And yeah, I think the King of Wands wants you to move towards these true heart's desires, and even if it's just a little step, that's still an action. And I especially think that with wands, there's an encouragement to act. With fire, there's an encouragement to act. So taking action, don't think about it too much. Just do the thing. If it comes to you to go get coffee somewhere, go get coffee there, or go to the park, or if it comes to you to take a different turn left somewhere, or turn right, or miss your normal train and get on the next one, or we're creatures of routine oftentimes, and so sometimes just doing something slightly different can really unfold something interesting if you're willing to try it, and if the inspiration comes. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, I think that there is some encouragement here, maybe, and a reminder to I want to say acknowledge your power, sort of, is what I want to say. Acknowledge your capabilities, acknowledge your strengths, your the depths of you, your capacity to hold, and yeah, I think that's what I want to say for that one. And then with the Six of Cups, it's very much about sharing your gifts, being generous, helping someone in need, but also someone that you just love and you want to help them, and it feels good to do that. So I think the components of the Chariot to build to propel you forward into whatever the next thing you need to be propelled into is, or the next thing you're wanting to be propelled into, because if you're feeling maybe blocked or some stagnancy, I think these things will move you through that. And so we have the Five of Cups, which was to acknowledge the things that have been happening that are not so great, and then also acknowledge the things that have been happening that are so great. So both of those sides. And then I think with the King of Wands was acting on those passions, those desires, those initial sparks of inspiration to press forward with something like that, even in just a really small way. And then the Queen of Cups is reminding you and acknowledging, reminding you of your capacity to hold it all. Hold all you want to hold all you want to carry. I guess. Yes, that is that. And I'm trying to do a better job of summarizing the reading at the end instead of just stopping and moving on. So this is my effort to do that. And then for Six of Cups, there is a encouragement to share your gifts and your talents, and that could be sharing your own personal gifts or sharing gifts with others you love, as in just flowers, or just sharing your gifts with your community and the people around you, or the internet at large, what have you. Do we want to do spirit animal for all of these? Sure. There's three of these. Let's just get one, please. Horse spirit. Freedom is yours. 33. Going with all the angel numbers today. Yeah, freedom is yours. Freedom is yours. Maybe that's the thing you're wanting to move into. I will remind you that it's always there. Your freedom is always there. It's within you. Yeah. All right. On to the last. That's this black still. Oh, I didn't. Sorry. I write down the timestamps so that I can put them in the description. And it's just easy to do it while I'm doing this. Sorry, let me just write down. Just try to title ideas too if they come to me in the middle of the reading. What messages do we have for those who picked a pile 3? Messages. Do we have for pile 3? All right, can we get one more card? Pile 3. Two more. All right, let's go 2 more. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, the Hierophant, the Devil. So that funny. 3 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords. This guy's definitely like, I got all the swords. What you gonna do now? I took your swords and now I have all my swords. This person, I should say. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Starting with that, we have okay. This feels like an interesting journey. Right off the bat, with these two in the middle, the Hierophant and the Devil next to each other, it's feeling like there's potentially a possibility that you are on a journey of some self-discovery and finding spiritual pursuits in places that at one point in your life you deemed to be bad or shameful or not real or what have you. And so the Devil is kind of this reminder, or this the Devil is telling us that you there's a all the words just left to me. I think that there could be that you, especially with it right next to the Hierophant, it feels like you've started on a path of some kind, a spiritual path, I would say, because the Hierophant is here, that family members of yours or even you yourself 6 months ago would say was bad and not a good thing to be doing. And so the Devil is like encouraging you to break down those judgments and to inspect them deeply. I'm just struggling a little bit with words today. Um, and then, sorry, that's right in the middle, but that was coming out to me. We also have the Eight of Swords, which in this deck always feels like she's bound, but like she's the only one there. So it does feel a little bit of like you've wrapped yourself up in something that you've kind of worked your way into like a your own bind. Basically, you've created your own bind. Someone, like, definitely other people probably helped you because you're tied, but now you're alone, and it is your knots to untangle. And then the Page of Pentacles is definitely the Page of Pentacles is like, the pages always feel like beginner's mind to me. And then with the Pentacles, that could be like resources. It could be career. It could be like your physical body. Sorry, this one's like not. It's kind of been happening with all of them today. Usually I can like really quickly like jump into like the channel of it. And I've been having a little bit of a harder time with that this reading. It's felt a little bit more like, yeah, just a little bit different. And the Three of Pentacles is like encouraging you to kind of like dedicate yourself to your, I feel like, it's actually feeling more like, and this is like finding a teacher of some kind. So yeah, okay. So okay, this is how this one's feeling now. So the Page of Pentacles is like you're starting something, right? And you're kind of like a little bit tied up about it. I don't know. I'll get this pen. Sorry. You're a little bit tied up about this shift you're making, right? And with the Hierophant and the Devil, they'll lead me to believe this is the shift you're making towards a different spiritual journey. Maybe you're deconstructing, maybe you're leaving a religion you were raised in. Maybe you've been a devout atheist for a long time and now you're like finding other things to believe in. So there's a shift, right? There's been this shift for you and you're kind of like, you literally have tied yourself up in knots thinking about it and trying to figure out how to like, explore this side of you and move through it. The Devil is telling us to embrace the shame, to turn into that judgment instead of to turn away from it, and to acknowledge. I guess it's not always black and white, the like duality doesn't have to exist if you don't want it to. And then I think with the Three of Pentacles, there's some encouragement to maybe find a teacher of some kind, to like devote yourself to something, and try and experience what that looks like. It doesn't necessarily feel like a spiritual teacher because that would be like the High Priestess, but it could be like something in the realm because this is something you're uncovering, but it could be like something more like body work or like yoga teacher training or something. So there is, or it could be like some sort of like energy work or like some sort of like, just because this person is drawing, it could specifically be like some sort of like artistry that's in this realm of like, yeah, I don't know exactly. And then I also do think with the Five of Swords here at the end, there is a little bit of encouragement to that I want to say you don't have to like that you don't have to like take it, you know, you don't have to, everyone you know that's different, you know, these people from like maybe what you are considering now your old life who believed in these other things, you don't have to like take their swords. They can just, they're allowed to just be and be where they're at right now. So you don't have to like, yeah, you don't have to defeat anybody, even if it feels like maybe that would feel nice to do that. You definitely don't have to, and you might feel better off in the far future having not done that. But that's up to you, totally up to you, as always. So yeah, I feel like that went through the whole thing. Let's see if there's a spirit animal for you. That looks like a flame coming out. Butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful, and this one is 11. Damn, we got angel numbers on every animal oracle. That's cool, and my favorite ones. My favorite ones is in like the ones I see the most. I see 11s, 44, 33, a lot. That's funny. Butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. Yeah, that's exactly where you're at. You're transforming. And I think it's going to be really cool. Pile 3. Yeah. Excited for you. Yeah, there's a lot of movement, I think, in all of these. Things are moving and shaking slowly, but they're moving and shaking. If you've watched the whole video, thanks so much for sticking around, watching the whole thing. If you made it to here, I'm saying them a million times, that's okay. I'm gonna say it again. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, subscribe. Leave a comment, let me know any feedback, if you liked the reading, didn't like the reading, if you want different types of readings, like different categories or something, I could do that. And then if you would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can shoot me an email, that's in the description, or send me a message on Instagram. All right, there you have it. Catch you in the next one.